Now, there are two ways to build your online course business. And the reason this is so important, the reason I really want to cover this with you now as you're just being introduced to this business, is it's so important that you know these two ways and that you know the pros and cons of both of these ways to build your business. So let's look at these two proven ways to build your business. Number one is the marketplace model. Now, that's a good way, but there's a much better way, and that's the sales funnel model. That's the best way. All right. Let's look at these individually one by one. The marketplace model, if you're lucky, can get you up to a six-figure income, but you're really straining to get to six figures. Okay. It's not easy. And the reason is the marketplace model pays you a very low dollar per course sale. Okay. So it takes a lot of work to get up to six figures. In this model, you create multiple courses because you have to, because you're receiving so little on each course. And then you publish them on about a dozen online learning marketplaces, such as udemy.com, which is one of the biggest, Skillshare, SkillSuccess, CyberU, Learningly, and every year there are more and more online course marketplaces coming into the world because it's such a profitable business. We're really at the beginning of a huge wave in the online learning world. So you have to create lots of courses and you have to publish them on several different marketplaces to make any kind of a decent income with this model, the marketplace model. Okay? So let's look at the marketplace pros and cons. First, one of the benefits of being on a marketplace is you don't do any marketing. Okay? Basically what you do is you publish your course on this marketplace. I'm just going to use Udemy as an example. And then Udemy does the work of promoting their marketplace. In the process of promoting their marketplace by running Facebook ads, Google ads, etc., people will find Udemy's marketplace. They'll go into Udemy's search engine and type a topic, right, that they want to learn. And then your topic or your course will show up with other courses, competitor courses, and they'll choose from among those courses. So if they choose yours, then you've made a sale and you make some income. Okay? It's a good business model. It's done well for me over the last 5 years. It's done really well. Courses that I set up 5 years, 4 years, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, are still paying me every month, thousands of dollars a month. It's a decent business model, but we're going to show you there's a much better model. The other benefit is you receive truly passive income for years because you publish your course, you start receiving income from these marketplaces, and that income keeps coming in for years. You really don't have much that you have to do. Occasionally you'll get student questions that you would answer here and there. You can do that from anywhere. You can do that from your phone, wherever you're at. So it's truly passive income. And I really like that it's very set it and forget it type of business model. But remember, let's look at the cons. The course prices are much, much lower than if you sell your courses on your own. Okay? Selling your courses on your own, you could sell your courses for minimum $47, $97, $500, $1,000, $2,500. These are all price points that I've sold courses at. And you keep 100% of that revenue. Whereas selling courses in a marketplace like Udemy, you're typically limited because they determine course pricing, and typically it's in the $10 to $20 range, which you get 50% of. Okay, so you're going to be making like $5 to $10 max per course sale, whereas if you're selling this course on your own, you're making $47, $100, $500, $1,000 outside of the marketplace by selling it yourself. So it takes a lot of Udemy course sales and some of these other marketplace course sales to equal one sale, at $1,000, right? Course prices are much lower. You've got to create a lot of courses in order to generate a good income because course prices are much lower, and there are more rules and restrictions by these marketplaces and more competition. Because you're in a marketplace, you're competing with all the other instructors who have similar course topics. So that's rough. Because if some instructor is more established than you are, in other words, they've been on the marketplace longer, that means they have more reviews than you do, that means they outrank you, and that means they probably get the lion's share of the sales on that marketplace. Whereas, if you use a sales funnel model, which we're going to talk about next, you're the only person that the customer is seeing. You're the only course that they're seeing. There's no marketplace. You're directly marketing to them in the ultimate places that you can find to market to them. And so you have a much higher chance of making a sale because there's no competition, number one. And number two, when you make a sale, you're making 10 to 1,000 times more money than you would in the marketplace. Now let's look at the business model that I strongly recommend, and that is the sales funnel model. This model allows you to get to 6, 7, and 8 figures with about as much effort, if not less effort, than you would with creating lots of courses on a marketplace. In this model, you create one big, comprehensive masterclass. If you want, you could also add coaching, and that allows you to increase the amount that you receive from each course sale. So one big masterclass, maybe it's a $500 course, maybe it's a $1,000 course, plus mentorship. So now that kicks it up to into the $2,000, $2,500 range. Some people even charge $5,000, $10,000. It really depends on the business that you're in and how much value your information gives to your student. If the information you're giving your student allows them to go on to a career that's going to pay them, let's say $100,000 a year, wouldn't that be worth $10,000 to them? Of course it would. If your information teaches them how to, let's say, invest in real estate and generate $30,000, $40,000 profits each time they buy and sell a property, isn't that information worth $15,000 or $20,000 to them? Absolutely. So it really depends on the topic that you're teaching and on the comprehensiveness of the course and whether or not you're going to add in coaching. Coaching is really the high value where you can give your experience, your expertise to that person either on a one-on-one basis or on a group basis. That's what brings the power and the ability to charge bigger dollars. Once you create this master class, you use a proven sales funnel to sell it to the best prospects possible online. Now you've got two incredible leverage points because you've got your master class, which is an incredible automated way to deliver your content, right? That's incredible leverage. And then the other leverage you have is you have a proven sales funnel that is an automated way to sell your masterclass. So you're automating every part of this. You're using the maximum leverage possible, and you're able to generate big ticket sales from one masterclass. That's why this is the model that I am now using exclusively in my business. I no longer do the marketplace model. I still have my courses there, and they're little courses, and they're not comprehensive like this is, but they're there, and they're still making me a passive income. But if I were new, and I'm advising you to do this too, I would stick with this model right here. It's so worth it to learn this model and to do it and to make so much more money than you can imagine that you would ever make in the marketplace model. You're using all the leverage tools possible, and that's what I love about the sales funnel model. So let's look at some of the pros and cons. One of the pros is you create one master class. You don't have to create 30, 40 courses like I did, okay, before I learned that this was the way to go. You create one master class. And by the way, that is not difficult to do. It sounds like it's hard, but it's really not. It's really, really simple when you do it the way I teach you how to do it. This allows you to charge a lot more. So now you're in the high ticket product world, which is so much better because you have better customers, customers that complain a lot less, customers that refund a lot less, customers that are going to actually implement the program. You're dealing with much better customers in this realm. And this allows you to give more value because your customer paid you a nice chunk of change and you're willing and able to give them the time to help them achieve success. So all the way around, you've got a much better business, a much more fundamentally sound business by doing it this way. And you make your own rules. You don't have to deal with the marketplace's rules. There are rules around feedback, there are rules around reviews, there are rules around everything that you can imagine. You decide and you make your own rules. Now, the only negatives of this are very small negatives. Number one, it might require a little more front-end work, which is creating your sales funnel and creating a little bit bigger course. It's really not that much more work than being on the marketplace side, struggling to try to get to 6 figures. When you really look at both sides, the sales funnel model actually takes less work. You're also going to want to build your sales funnel and learn about building a sales funnel. But hey, learning about building a sales funnel and then doing it will take as much or less time than learning how to master the marketplace business model. And you're going to want to drive your own traffic, which simply means that you're going to learn a little bit about Facebook ads, Google ads, and how to make those work for your business. But here's the beautiful thing about the sales funnel model. Because you're charging bigger ticket, like $500, $1,000, $2,500, you can afford to spend more for advertising to find those people who are going to buy from you. You can afford to spend that money. So if I know that I'm selling a $2,000 product, guess what? I can spend up to $1,500 or up to $2,000 to land one customer, right? That puts me head and shoulders above most everybody else because I have a digital product where I'm making 100% profit margins and it's high ticket. So all of these cons here are really not. It's just because I had to put something there. They're really just having to learn a certain way of doing something. And in my program that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, I'm going to teach you every step of this so that you learn how to do it the right way. I hope you enjoyed that excerpt from the World's Most Perfect Business webinar. And I'd like to give you 3 free gifts just for tuning in. The first gift is my book, The World's Most Perfect Business, which talks about the online course business and how incredible it is. You're going to get the ebook version of this when you click the link below. I'd also like to give you a Mastermind video that goes over 10 powerful ways to come up with your course topic or ideas for your online course. And the third gift is a free restaurant certificate that's good for $1,000 in savings at your local restaurants. So those are gifts just for attending the webinar at the link below. I look forward to seeing you on the webinar.